Hello, welcome to Winoglass Learn TV channel. Here we share most educative content from web design to networking and many more. If you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload new educative content, you will be notified and learn from it. Today's tutorial is going to be on simulation of star topology using Cisco packet tracer. So by the end of this tutorial, you will be able to 1. Define what a star topology is. 2. Calculate the number of cables that will be required for a specific star topology using a formula. Then you also learn how to arrange network devices in a star topology. Then lastly, we will test our connection using either command prompt or by sending a packet. Are you ready for this? Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get started. So today, we want to simulate what we call a star topology. But what is a star topology? Star topology is a network topology where all devices are connected to a central device called a hub or a switch. Now, what is the formula for calculating the number of cables that will be required for a specific star topology? Remember, since in a star topology, all the devices are connected to a central device, the formula for calculating the number of cables that will be required is Sn is equal to n minus 1, where Sn is the number of cables and n is the number of devices or nodes. So for instance, if I ask to calculate the number of cables that are required for a star topology having, say, 5 nodes or devices, then it can be calculated as Sn being equal to n minus 1. Hence, it's going to be 5 minus 1, which will be equal to 4. Hence, for a star topology having 5 nodes, the number of cables that will be required is 4, because 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. Now let's move on to our next objective, and that is arranging network devices in a star topology. Remember that all the devices are going to be connected to a central device, either by using a hub or a switch. Now let's get going. So you move to your network devices over here. Just below the network devices, we have a list of devices. I am going to use switch. I like using switch a lot in all my tutorial because switch is smarter and good compared to hub, because switch will select a particular node to send its packet to, but for hub it will send all packet or data to all devices connected to the network. That is why I like using a switch. So I'm going to use switch. So after I click on the switch, if you move your cursor to the left hand side, we have so many switches over there. I am going to use 2960. In my first tutorial, I used PT switch, but now I'm going to use 2960 switch. The reason why I'm using 2960 switch in the packet tracer is because it has a good number of ports that I can connect many devices to it. Remember, switches comes in multiples of 4 ports, 4, 8, 12, and the likes. So I'm going to use 2960 switch. So you click on that. Then in this star topology, I'm going to use 5 nodes. So you move your cursor to end node, click on that. Then you can either choose PC or laptop. But in my case, I'm going to use PC, where I'm hovering the mouse pointer over. Click on that and position it nicely and click on the working area. Let's do that till I finish with all the 5. Now we have brought our various network devices, namely a switch and a PC, to the working area. The next thing is we are going to connect all the PCs to the switch. Remember, this is a connection between devices of different types. Hence, we are going to use what we call a straight through cable. We are going to use a straight through cable because a straight through cable is used to connect devices of different types. So connecting a PC to a switch over here, we are going to use straight through. But like in my previous tutorial, I said if you are not sure of the cable to use, the Cisco packet tracer allows you to choose an automatic connection type where it will automatically select the required cable for you. So you hover your mouse over the orange and the yellow design here, which is called automatically choose connection type. So click on that, click on your switch, then bring you to the PC you want to connect. So you do that till all the connections are being done. Good. So we are now done with the connecting of the various devices to the switch, that is the PC to the switch. And remember, when you see the orange color over here, it means the connection is not stable. The green light indicates stable connection. When you say they don't be perturbed, it will all change in time as they have started changing. Now the next thing we are going to do is to assign our IP addresses. I believe you still remember how to assign IP addresses. If you have forgotten, you can watch the tutorial, but I'm going to assign it here for you to see. To assign your IP address, click on the PC that you want to assign IP address to. So you click on that, then go to desktop. You can use configuration, but desktop is easier to do. Click on desktop, then we have so many steps over here. We have IP configuration, dial-up, terminal. We'll talk about those things later, but here we want to set IP address. So you go to click on IP address configuration. When you click on that, another window opens. Make sure it's always on static. That's where I am hovering the mouse over. Make sure it's always on static. Then go to the column of, that is where it says IP address. I'm going to assign class C IP address. So we have 192.168.1.1. You can decide to make it .2.1 or .10. Make sure that 192.168 remains the same. After that, just either press on the enter key or the tab key on your keyboard. So I have used enter key, that which you click on close. We are done with the first one. Let's go to the second one. The same method is going to be used. So desktop IP address. So I should have copied the first one in order to prevent me typing a lot. So 192.168.1.2. I'm using .2 here because the first one I gave it .1. That's the last number was 1. So if I assign the same number over here, there's going to be IP confliction. That is why I've changed the number. So always do the same. Press on tab. Now let me copy this one because I don't want to be typing a lot. Control C, copy. The which you click on what? Close. So let's assign the rest first. Just pasting them to prevent me from typing, remember. Good. So now we are done with our last but one objective, and that is assigning IP addresses to the various devices, specifically the PC. The last thing we are going to do, which is going to be in two folds. One, is to test our connection using command prompt or sending packets. So the first thing we are going to do is to test our connection using command prompt. So to do that, you click on a PC. Remember, you are going to use the IP address of the PC in testing the connection when you want to use command prompt. And so always recall the IP addresses. So let's check the IP address of this, and that is 192.168.1.1. So I'm going to check whether this PC, which is named PC2, can communicate with this PC1 over here. So click on that. Now we are going to use a command prompt, and that is, click on that. Type ping, commonly called ping, space, then type 192.168.1.1. Now if you look at it, I click on the PC named 1, but I'm entering the IP address of PC2, the IP address of the PC that you want to communicate with. That is its IP address that you enter. After typing ping space 192.168.1.1, press enter on the keyboard. Good. Now, if you raise a reply from 192.168 and it gives you a whole bunch of stars. Now, how do you know that the connection is established? Now, if you come down here, we have ping statistics from 192.168.1.1. Packet sent 4, receive 4, loss 0, and we have 0% loss. When you see this, it means that the connection is well established. If you see something otherwise, for instance, if you see where I'm hovering the mouse over, you see sent 4. If you see received 0 and lost 4, it means that the connection was not well established. Hence, you need to check your IP configuration. That is the assignment of the IP address. So dear viewers and dear subscribers, this is basically how you arrange network devices in a star topology, and how to assign IP address and test it using command prompt. Let's test our connection by sending packet. So you go to this, I say add simple PDU. So click on that, then click on any of the PC and click on any PC that you want the first PC to communicate with. So I want to communicate with PC4. Click on that, after which you click on simulation, then click on play. So let's wait and see what happens. So it has sent from there. Communication involves 2 or more devices. So when you send, a reply must be received. So the same process is being carried out over here. Let us see. Good. It means a connection has been established because a reply has been given. The rest of the process will be testing of what? Scenarios. So our first scenario. So let's see how you'll be able to know that yes, it worked. So you click on the arrow here, then you see that successful. You see where I'm hovering the mouse over, you see what? Successful. Successful. It means that our connection is well established and our IP configuration is successful. Guys, thank you for coming to this channel. If you are new to this channel, make sure subscribe. And if you enjoy the content, give me a thumbs up. If there is any question that you want to ask, put it in the comment section. For those of you facing challenges in installation of Cisco Packet Tracer, you can also still comment in the comment section. Thank you, and wait for another tutorial where we'll be talking about hybrid topology simulation in Packet Tracer. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.